Hey guys, it's Lena, and today I'm showing you all the things I'm going to declutter from my wardrobe. So, recently I bought a pair of trousers that accidentally triggered a cascade decluttering from my wardrobe, and I've been reorganizing some of the sections of my wardrobe, so I decided to look through all of my clothes collection, and I found quite a lot of stuff. I was really surprised. And some of you maybe practice seasonal decluttering, or maybe every month declutter something, or maybe the minimalist game when you declutter during the whole month, during 30 days. So for me, that worked really well when I started decluttering. So now I'm in that phase that I don't have really that much things that I need to declutter. But anyways, I have this 80-20 rule. So I don't have a lot of stuff, but anyways, on the regular basis, I maybe wear only 20-30% of all of my clothes. I mean seasonal, of course, that I'm not including, for example, my swimsuit in the winter capsule and like wondering why am I not wearing this kind of this item. So anyways, today I'm going to show you all the things I'm ready to say goodbye to, and maybe comment on some of the reasons why I decided to let them go. Okay, so let's start without any particular order. Let's start from this long sleeve. I decided to buy it because I really enjoyed the pattern. This is something like stars on the blue sky. I really like that they glitter, that they are like golden shiny stars. And I thought I would be able to wear it just like a normal long sleeve, and I think I wore it only, it was bought secondhand, and I wore it only maybe 3, 4, 5 times during 3 years that I owned it. I don't remember. So anyways, and the thing is also, initially it was a little bit too tight, because shockingly it is for a 14-year-old boy or girl. I don't know, maybe a girl. And although I'm petite, so I usually wear extra small, and sometimes I can buy something from kids section, but this is too tight for me, and I realized recently that I'm no longer comfortable in very tight clothes. So sometimes I really like this a bit oversized fashion trend, and I really prefer it to be a little bit more spacious, more to get me to breathe in this clothes, not to be snuggled too tightly. And so this one, and also recently I was able to purchase some sweaters, some long sleeves, and I was wearing them. And this one, it was just sitting in my wardrobe maybe for a year without any wear. So I finally decided to let it go, and I think it's totally fine. Although I like the pattern, I love the pattern, but yeah, it's too small for me, unfortunately. And talking about too small, let's start with this item. This is a cardigan. It's a button up, or you name it, cardigan. And it is surprisingly warm, because although it has this pattern and it is a see-through, it is really warm and I was loving it a lot. I used to wear it a lot. And I think it was also from a kids section of H&M. But now I see, and maybe you see too, the difference between the outside color and the inside color. So it faded quite a bit and it looks too small on me. It doesn't look cropped, it looks just small, that I've grown out of it. So I think it's time to go. I really loved it. I really appreciated that I had it, and it's time to say goodbye. Yes, it's time to let it go. And another piece of clothes that I used to wear quite a lot, this dress, and it's a very stretchy dress, and I noticed maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, that every time I gain like maybe 2 or 3 more kilos, it looks like I'm a Christmas candy, blue Christmas candy. And I don't really like the look. I don't really like to be tightened up and down and in the middle. So it's a very Kardashian inspired look, and I'm not Kardashian. I don't have these famous curves. I only have belly curve, if it counts. So yeah, and also I noticed recently that I didn't really like wearing a pattern very, very bright, very high contrast pattern close to my face. It is too busy. So it is too busy emotionally. It's too busy for my brain to process. So I prefer like maybe monotonous colors, so the same color if I'm wearing like a top and something on top of it, or just not this. Definitely not this. So yeah, and talking about very busy colors, I also decided to say goodbye to this dress. And although you might have seen it wearing me this exact dress in many videos of mine, and it looks good on me, it suits me, the color suits me. It's like dark burgundy, although maybe it doesn't look like that. Yes, hello to Sirens. Crossroads sponsoring my video. Oh my god. And my special hairstyle. Sorry. Yeah. So what I was talking about. So this is quite a busy pattern, and also it's a bit high maintenance for me because it is synthetic, and you need to wash it quite a lot, maybe every 5 up to 7 days if you can stretch it. I couldn't stretch it more than 7 days, and it occupies a lot of space in a washing machine. So, and it doesn't dry very quickly because it's heavy. It's on the heavier side. And yeah, and after so the last time I washed it, I decided to wear this one, so my usual denim summer dress and this cardigan. And I noticed that every time I walked near the mirror, I noticed something different, because I noticed that I felt differently. So so by and by I realized that it was because of the pattern. So my brain every time, because I have quite a lot of mirrors in my home, every time I passed a window, so my brain was processing the image and all the patterns, all the small flowery thingies on the pattern, and it was so I wasn't quite noticing it, but when I changed my outfit, I really noticed the dramatic difference. So now I used to love patterns. I used to love patterns on my top area, but now I decided against it because it's too much for me. It's too much for my brain. I prefer calmer, maybe monotonous looks, and I really like blue, and it suits me. It calms me. So yeah, it's perfect. It stays, at least for now. I really want to replace this dress though, because it's too big for me. It's maybe a size bigger than I needed it to be, and I cannot really fit it myself because it has a zipper on one side. It's a little bit too complicated, and maybe if I find something to replace it with, this will also go. So anyways, talking about patterns, this scarf is going away and out, and it's too busy, too many stripes, too many different colors. It was never my favorite one, and I've purchased quite a number of scarves, so I think I'll be okay without it. So anyways, and also I'm getting rid of this very strange tank top, and I found it in a charity shop. But although I like the length, I don't like this strange stuff going on, and it's too long, it's too stuffy, it's yeah, and I don't like, definitely don't support this sign. I don't like pina colada. Yeah. So also I'm saying goodbye to this beanie. It's a fleece beanie, and I never liked the shape. It never suited me. I bought it as a set with my gloves, and I got rid of the gloves maybe a year ago. And this beanie I saved only because I used it very, very rarely, maybe once or twice a year when I went, for example, skiing, and I needed extra warmth for my head. Well, now I have a replacement, so yeah, this goes. Also, I'm getting rid of this long sleeve again, and it's like a turtleneck. Turtleneck. Oh my god, what's wrong with it? Turtleneck. It's too much for me. Oh my god. So I realized that I don't really like any color on my clothes. Like if it's a massive color, I just hate it. I just when I go inside. So it's okay only if you ski a lot and if you don't go inside in the process. But I had a dress, a winter dress with a collar with quite a huge like scarfy thingy, and as soon as I was inside and it was hot, I felt like this thingy was really smothering me. This one, and especially when it's tied, I also hate it. And this one, it's not tied, but it's like it looks unnecessary. So it doesn't suit me at all. So I'm getting rid of it. Although the color is good, I like the color, but the style is not. And talking about the color that wasn't good from the first time I lay eyes on it. So, this pair of trousers, sports, home trousers, trainers, you can say. So, I bought them only because they were on sale. This was the only reason, unfortunately. And it wasn't maybe even like 7 years ago or 10 years ago. And the time I was still buying this pink color. And the color I hate most, I think it is this vivid Barbie pink. It is more vivid than you see it on the camera because I have additional lights and they like whiten the colors a little bit. So imagine Barbie pink. So very, very bright pink. This is the color. And I hate it. Although it wasn't like on the top of me. So it was like the bottom part. And I bought this pair like a pair for to wear it at home when it's a little bit chilly and usually um, before we made some renovations in my flat, it used to be quite chilly during winter season, so I was always wearing a pair of home trousers, like a t-shirt and maybe some hoodie, socks, of course, it was mandatory. And now I don't have this problem anymore. Maybe during like mid-season, like when it's cold outside, not that hot inside, and maybe during like autumn, spring, like spring, very small seasons, maybe like 30 days total, like a year. So, and that is why I was like in two minds. I really wanted to get rid of those trousers, but I kept them just in case I got sick and I wanted extra warmth. And for example, if I wanted to sleep in them, like in pajamas, and like a small intimate fact about me, I don't wear pajama bottoms. I can afford it. I don't wear it. I just don't like it. So I don't get cold there. And only when I'm sick. So I thought about it, that I really thought about it, if I needed to replace it or not. And recently I went to a shop and I found a new pair of home trousers. It's like sports trousers, trainers, and they look way better. And I really like them, although they are a little bit on the tighter side, on the skinnier side. I know it's not ideal because the knee area gets stretched very, very easily, very fast. But anyways, I'm so happy, I'm so relieved, I'm so glad that now I'm able to say goodbye to this pair of trousers. They are okay, they're good quality, but the color is awful. Yeah. So I'm like fascist when I'm talking about pink. I don't like pink. Well, I don't like pink on me. I don't mind other people wearing pink. And so, because I bought this pair of home trousers, I also can say goodbye to this pair of pajama bottoms. And I also, I had it. I used to have it. Now I consider that I'm no longer having it. It's like in my declutter to go pile. So I only had it because sometimes when you visit some friends, relatives, when you, for example, happen to stay in a hostel or even in a hotel, it's better maybe if you have longer pair of trousers, like pajama bottoms. And this was the only reason I kept them, but they are so uncomfortable. They are like zero stretch, and I don't understand how people can wear these zero stretch materials while sleeping, because I think it's the time when you cannot control your body. And for me, even sometimes a t-shirt, like stretchy t-shirt, feels uncomfortable when it wraps around my body. And if I'm stuck in something, if I feel stuck in something that isn't stretching, well, it's another level of uncomfortable for me. So these go definitely, and I'm so relieved. I'm so happy that I was able to find a replacement. And the funny thing is that for example, I could have made a list for the items I didn't like and I wanted to replace, like maybe as soon as possible. But the thing is that when you have these kind of items in your wardrobe, that you just let them sit and you forget about them, especially when you don't need them on regular basis. So if you need them maybe once or twice a year, or maybe like 2 weeks in a year, so and you like you become oblivious of their existence, so you just don't think about them. And when the time comes, you say, well, again, I hate this trousers, or I hate this dress, but I need to wear it because I have no other option. So my advice to you, when you declutter, when you are in the process of decluttering, maybe make note of those items. And if you have if you have money, or if you have time to browse in internet, or to browse through the shops, physical shops, probably I suggest you just make note of other options you can replace them. You can replace your unwanted items with. So it shouldn't be like a shopping spree, complete shopping spree. You replace your whole wardrobe because you hate it, blah blah blah. No, but as for me, the way I felt so much relief when I said goodbye to these 2 pairs of trousers. It's such a small thing, because a new pair of trousers, it wasn't expensive. It wasn't like, but if I found it just like I wasn't looking for them. I just found them on the rack, on the clothing rack. So this is my advice to you. Don't do it like me. Maybe just make a note and maybe just cross out by something new when you have this opportunity. Or, for example, when you want to treat yourself and you also want to maybe close some gaps in your wardrobe. So now you already know what you need, what you need to replace. So this is a simple suggestion of mine. And also, quite recently, I realized now 4 categories or 4 questions that I need to ask myself. If and saying yes or saying good or quality to the question is probably if this item of clothes is going to last in my wardrobe or not. So first 2 or maybe even 3 questions you can ask yourself before trying something out. So for example, at first it's a color. So if a color suits you, it's a yes, so it goes to the next round. So next, the material. So recently I've tried a lot of things that I thought, so it was cute, nice, good looking, but the material really sucked, and I understood that no, I'm not going to put up with polyester, synthetic materials. Well, if I'm going to the beach and I need a beach dress, so okay, this is the only time when I'm going to wear polyester. Nowhere else. So every time, for example, first is color, if it suits you or not, and I suggest you get familiar with the colors that suit you, just maybe in the variety of your own clothes. So next is material. So I know how for example, cotton works, how wool works, how viscose feels, so this and how polyester feels, unfortunately, and I don't like it. I think that polyester is very difficult material because it can get creased very easily, but it's very difficult to get rid of these creases, and it's very complicated to iron it because you cannot use very high heat, uh, but if you don't use it, you won't get the result you want. So this is quite difficult, and although it dries very quickly, so the only reason you should buy it, or I will buy it in the future, is like for the swimming pool, beach area, sea area, so somewhere somewhere like that. And the third question is the shape. So what do you think about the shape? This is a more complicated question because sometimes it's quite difficult to understand how it looks on you shape-wise if you're not wearing it, if you're not trying it out. So sometimes I can say, yes, this will work. I think, for example, for me personally, if the shape is too complicated, if it has like lots of straps, lots of buttons, lots of something, it won't do for me. So too complicated won't do for me. And again, talking about the colors, I understand that I don't like patterns. I don't like very high contrast patterns. So now I understand that this is also not my variant, not my option. And the fourth question is the size, of course, and this is a question, this is the more difficult one, so you need to try it on. But before you spend a lot of time in try on area, you can reduce the number of items you need to try on. So this is maybe my advice to you. If you find it useful, please press like button to this video, and if you want to watch more videos from me, consider subscribing. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.